Hey, Jeff here, your YouTube reviewer of New England brews. Welcome back to NEBR, New England Beer Reviews, my final review for 2012. And I figured I would end 2012 by doing a review from one of my favorite breweries, White Birch Brewing of Hooksett, New Hampshire. This is their newest edition, the 2012 edition of their Indulgence Ale. This is Winter 2012 on it. First of all, take a look. Notice anything interesting about this label compared to some of the other White Birch labels? You getting the hint? White with black lettering. This one's black with white lettering. I thought that was kind of interesting. And they put it on this particular bottle. They haven't done it on any other bottle. So I guess the fact that this is a Belgian style stout is the reason they did it. And the ABV on this is 9.3% ABV. Now, those of you who watch my reviews regularly might recall that I reviewed the Indulgence Ale back in 2011. However, back then it was called a It was actually reviewed as a black ale. That was my understanding as to what it was. This one is a Belgian style stout. So maybe they've tweaked the recipe. Maybe I misunderstood it the last time around. But anyway, I'm going to be looking forward to trying this out now. And you can see here, there's the Indulgence Ale bottle that I reviewed last time. So let's take off the cap on this and send out the old year with a nice stout. How's that? Into this oversized glass. And it's got that big bottle glug glug sound that I really like. I let this sit on my porch in 30-degree weather for about 15-20 minutes. So it's probably in the appropriate range temperature-wise. I'd say it's probably, about 50 degrees or something like that. Maybe 45 to 50. I don't think it really feels that chilly. They recommend that you drink their beers in the 50 or so degree range. So anyway, lots of aroma on this. The color is a rich black, dark, rich black with a small little head. Really you can't see through this at all. It's just really super dark brown to nearly black. And that's really all I'm getting. Not even getting any kind of ruby red hues or something like that when I bring it up to the light. It's pretty much black and brown all the way through. Let's check out the aroma. Oh, there is definitely a lot of chocolate in this. The chocolate is the first sensation that I'm getting. Quite clearly the first sensation I'm getting. Followed by sort of a fruitiness, a cherry fruit type character. Yeah, a slight fruit maybe. But really the chocolate and the cocoa and the coffee, those are really the aromas that are playing up front. Let's check out the taste. Body is nice and bold. It's got a lot of body to it, a lot of heavy-duty body to it. Really coats the tongue well. Does not really dissolve sitting inside my mouth. The taste, though, is also a bit like chocolate. But there is also a very solid, moderate hop bitterness that's coming up on the tail. It's coming in like a railroad train, quite frankly. You don't notice it much on the nose. Suddenly, you're coming out of the tunnel, and there it is. It's kind of the way it feels to me. But it's definitely a chocolate, a smooth, dark chocolate feel, like a baking chocolate. And the coffee notes that I was getting on the nose are not quite as noticeable in the flavor. It's really a lot of chocolate and this decent moderate bitterness that isn't terribly dry, but it just lingers a bit to really make it kind of likable on the palate. It tastes a little different than the Indulgence Ale that I sampled here a couple of years ago. I remember that one did also have some chocolate notes to it, but these seem a bit stronger this time around compared to the one I had last time. the alcohol is well integrated. It's 9.3 ABV, but you really wouldn't know it. At least you don't get that powerful alcohol bite that sometimes accompanies the bigger beers. You're really just getting a bold chocolate flavor, smooth, decent on the palate, with this kind of interesting lingering bitterness that stays on at the end. But again, not really dry as far as that's not what I get. But again, this is a nice way for me to finish off 2012. A beer from White Birch, and enjoy all the beers they put out. They are consistently good, and I'm very pleased to have them here in New Hampshire because I get a chance to try out a lot of the beers first before other people get to try them out later on. But that may soon change as White Birch has become, has got its distributorship much well organized from a year ago, and their beers are getting out and out more and more to other states. They're outside of New England, I think. I've seen people reviewing them from other states, so they're getting their hands on it. And really the ones in the other states are 3 or 4 of their regular brews. Some of these specialty brews, you may not get them out of the states right away, but that's the way it is for any small brewery. There's some breweries out in Washington and Oregon where you get 3 or 4 of their well-known beers here in New England, but you never get to try some of the other ones that they put out. So it's kind of how it goes. But I'm very pleased that White Birch is a New Hampshire brewery, and they put out some decent beers. And this is the White Birch Indulgence Ale with the black label for this year. Happy New Year. Thanks for stopping by. I'll catch you again next time.